If you have a student athlete, how are they doing? Is it a question you've asked? There's an upcoming summit here in town that's really focused on checking on the well-being of student athletes to ensure they're getting the support they need. Jonelle Massey is with us here this afternoon so we can learn more about that. Now, by profession, you're a mental health therapist and a former D1 college athlete, so you can really have great insight into this. Tell me about what the event is and what's coming up.
Yes, so the event is for parent, coaches, and athletes to get on one accord in order to support our student athletes in the high school and youth level.
And there's you've got many speakers coming. The date of this is?
February 24th.
Okay, that's coming up. It's on a Monday in a week and a half.
Yes.
Tell me about what will be happening at the Imagination Station, if it's open on that date, the time frame, and what do you have planned?
Yes, so in the morning, we're going to have close to 200 local high school students attend, and they're going to participate in breakout sessions and interactive activities, all centered around healthy mental health, so mental wellness as a student athlete. They will have lunch, they will have fun, and then hopefully carry over some of those things back to their school, some of the things that they've learned. And then in the evening, we're opening that up to the public. And so we will have parent panels and doc talks and today's athlete panels for parents and coaches to learn about what's in store.
I know from my experience as a high school athlete, if you're an athlete in a school, you're kind of a big person on campus. Usually you're popular, everybody knows who you are, but there are a lot of pressures that people don't realize, especially if you're a good athlete, the pressures about selecting your college, making sure your grades are up so you qualify for the school you want to get into. Talk about that a little bit, about what pressures we don't see that these athletes, boys and girls, go through.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure at home too.
Oh yeah. Hey, save me 20 grand a year by getting a scholarship, please.
Yeah, they've invested close to that much just with travel sports.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so a lot is on the line for those kids to pursue sports and maybe get some of it paid. But the college scene is changing every day. And so it's becoming very difficult for high school students to go straight into college. And so getting that education and resources about what the future may hold and what are their options at playing at different levels. Because of the transfer portal and the NIL, there's just lots of changes happening. And I think parents will have more insight on where their kid can go and less pressure on the child. So yeah.
And injuries is always a thing. Look, I mean, if you were to get like a knee injury, something that's going to threaten the direction you want to go, because you know, from the time you were 7, 8, 9 years old, by the time you were running or throwing something or playing these sports, it's something you've always focused on. All of a sudden, if that goes away, so there's a lot of things moving in that head. Absolutely,
because it's become their identity. It's who they are, is what they can do on the court or on the field. And when they take that away due to injury, when that's taken away, a lot of times they're not sure who they are or what their worth is.
Well, and also, if you're a young athlete and maybe you miss the big shot in the big game, you're too young to process the crushing reality of what's happened to deal with it. When you're an adult, maybe like professional athletes, you know, the mortgage is at stake in some cases. If you can't come through, if you're not Mr. Clutch or Mr. October.
Yeah, it's a big deal for them regardless. And I think to have the skills of emotional agility and just to be able to talk things out. I think back in the day we were told to like shut up and play and suck it up, and that didn't work very well because we didn't learn the skills that we needed to in life and being able to process those feelings properly.
Well, Jonelle, you've been doing this long enough. You've done this in therapist work since pre-COVID. Mental health for everyone's kind of taken a nosedive. We're trying to get ourselves out of that right now, but with you add the pressures of being an athlete like that, it's tough.
Yeah, and I think at the college level they're doing things to intervene because the suicide rate has gone up tremendously for college athletes, and I think now's the time to do something at the high school level to really focus on the student athletes and their mental well-being.
Okay, one more time, the information about this is on Monday, the 24th at the Imagination Station. You're hopeful it will be opened?
And we have a backup plan,
A
if
backup
not.
plan,
It's
okay.
not too far away from the imagination
And
station.
right there, that's the QR code to find out more information on that. And boy, best of luck to you on that. It's a really important issue. Yeah, Jonelle Massey, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Important issue.